The word sensational comes to mind when I think about Big Brother and when I think about the Diary Room, which is what you're still tuned into on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. We are in the second hour of the Diary Room. I am still Emol, and this is still
Just Chris. Hello.
Just Chris.
With the hair.
And we are still in the Diary Room, aka the studio, and we are talking all things Big Brother 27. And this is the part where we would usually continue to recap the week, but because of a silly little time change, we already did it. We had but one episode to recap, so this time next week we'll have even more. We'll be talking all about what happens tonight on the veto episode and tomorrow on the eviction episode, and see if more than one person goes home. Sunday, of course. But while we're chilling here, we finally have time to talk a little bit more about our drafts. Because at the very beginning of the season, actually before the season even began, Chris and I did a draft. Basically, we just picked house guests to be on our teams according to some preseason interviews, some photos, some videos, really just first impressions.
Yeah.
And so Chris has a lot of explaining to do. No, just kidding.
No, you're right.
We're going to go through all the house guests, just kind of what do we remember about some of our early boots and what are our thoughts about some of our picks that are still there and so on. And so I suppose let's just start. Let's start at the very beginning of the draft. So we're going to go backwards, meaning that the last to be picked for the dodgeball teams are the ones that we are going to explore first. And for a long time, and still not entirely incorrect, we have more sneezes. I can't not address the fact that we both sneezed. We're just allergic to some of these players' gameplay, especially our very last picks. And so, of course, that means that we are going to begin with the pick that was very last in the order, and we therefore predicted that this person would be out first. Chris, you have Zay on your team.
Hey, you didn't do much better either.
And then I've been doing better.
But we're not talking about now. We're not talking about now. We're talking about then. Then my first pick was, or my last pick, because we're going up from the bottom. So our worst.
Ooh, wait.
Guess.
Up from the bottom, you say? I never addressed the song that we listened to. It's funny because Up From the Bottom is another song of theirs. Keanu's HOH album pick, it was Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park, so we listened to With You from that album. But Up From the Bottom is a newer song of theirs. Oh, that was meant to be. But we're talking about Zay.
We're talking about Zay. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, I got excited about Linkin Park.
I'm always excited to talk about Linkin Park. See, this is, I knew that I liked Keanu, and I knew that he had good music taste, and I was hoping to see what, because I love seeing, I mean, we're both the same, and that we love seeing the HOH's music picks, and judging them based off of the music that they listen to.
Mm-hmm.
However, I was talking about Zay. Let's get back to that real quick. So, he was in the house for what?
7 days.
7 days.
Maybe 10, because of production reasons.
Something like that. And he was a guy. Maybe if he got a little farther, I would have liked him. I don't know. He was kind of funny, I guess.
Maybe if he didn't pick a fight with the Rachel Riley on week 1, then maybe we would have more details to say about Zay.
So right. And I mean, he's just kind of, I don't think I would have. I have no tell. He was there for a week and he got evicted. And that's all I have to say about him, to be honest. Do you have any lengthier thoughts about your final pick?
Well, yeah, so this was the next fun thing so my last pick was Amy, who ended up being the second person evicted from the house. I don't have too much to say about her either, just because she was out week 2, and ultimately, She was the mastermind who, or the accomplice, the mastermind who we haven't seen in a long time. Where he at? Maybe he's still picking up the pieces of his lair that exploded on episode 1. Perhaps he's still like reeling from that.
In the shadow.
But Amy, her downfall ultimately was Rachel. And it's not Rachel's fault. She just became friends with Rachel, and Rachel was immune from the block for a full week. And then everyone's like, oh, I don't want to touch her. Next target is her bestie. And so Amy goes home. But I have nothing bad to say about her either. She seems like a nice person. We did find out that after a certain point, if she was in the game, she would lose her job outside of the house. Like, they only gave her X amount of time off before they would have to replace her or something of the sort. And so getting out week 2, if she were to lose the game, at least she won her job back. Really? So good for Amy, just chilling at home. I follow like pretty much all the house guests on our account at thediaryroom.wmsc on Instagram. And she's just posting pictures with her kiddos. Seems like she's having a good summer just watching. So good for Amy, but that's about all I've got for her. Then we move into the third to last pick.
Moving on. We actually thought that we were going to go like eviction for eviction at this point, because my next second to last pick was Adrian, who was the third person to leave the Big Brother house this season.
I started to lose my mind at this. We're fortune tellers.
Yes. We were, I mean, it was very crazy that happened in the first place. And we were 3 house guests in, and it's still tracked. You'll see it has still tracked very accurately, or it was at least until as of a couple weeks ago.
We're still not that far off. It's still the bottom of our list.
But I mean, spoiler for your next pick, not really spoiler because this is public information, but I mean, like, I don't think Lauren's leaving.
She's still kicking.
She's definitely going to.
Not of her own doing.
I mean, maybe if someone like Kelly wins next week, I guess maybe she has a shot at going home, perhaps. I'm not really sure. That would require her to miss probably 2 bigger targets, because I'm sure that she's going to be coming after.
But we'll get to Lauren.
Or you're so right.
Yeah.
Adrian. We were talking about Adrian. I just love yapping about Big Brother. I liked him more. Obviously, he had more time in the house, so I enjoyed. He had a lot of funnies. The whole thing with the washing machine, that part, that was really funny.
That would have been me.
Very appreciative of that bit, because it is very real. I also would have done the exact same thing.
This is a side note, but I was going through, I have a list of potential band names in my phone, like just like the silly things that we say. Yes. I have in like a list, and one of them was called The Minor Inconveniences of Microwaves. And it is simply because every microwave is a little bit different, to the point where you look like a stupid idiot because you're like, I don't know how to work this microwave. It's the same thing with a washer and dryer. If you've never used a specific one before, you could just kind of stare at it and be like, what am I doing?
Why am I looking at? It's the same thing with that.
That was Adrian.
Toasters. I feel the same way about toasters, actually. Our toaster at the apartment is like super freaking complicated. I don't know why, but
I'm sorry. I think it's mine.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's like an air fryer, and it's got like a big, like, multiple racks.
Oh, mine had 2.
It's got like a dial that you can, like, there's like a screen with there's like maybe 30 different options, like 3 rows of like 10 things you can do in the toaster. It's like toast, air fry, broil, whatever. I don't know.
This just in, I have no idea where my toaster went, because that is not mine. That's even more complex. And that is this toaster to Chris is the washer and dryer to Adrian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Adrian, we miss you.
Yes.
I miss you, twin.
I agree. I do. I miss him. I hope
he never got to play the football.
I know, it's so sad. I like to think that he would have done a great job. I would like to think that he was playing alongside the house guests at home. I know currently he is working on building other competitions and he's doing like polls and interactive stuff. So I'm glad that he at least has a little bit of a fan base out of this because it seems like he's really just soaking that in and trying to make the most of this. And I hope that he is potentially brought back in the future. I know that there's been a couple house guests in the past where I'm trying to remember their names, but I know there was one, I think it was like David. He was like a photographer, and that's all I remember. And this was like years ago. And I was like, I was bummed that he left so early. I'm pretty sure they brought him back at some point. I don't know. Don't fact check me. Don't remember some dude.
Who's David?
But that's the fun thing about our show is we don't remember everything, but we mean well. But I would love to see Adrian come back in the future. So I feel like he left a good impression, perhaps not a lasting because he's gone. but hopefully we'll be seeing more of Adrian in the future, and thus that ends our future telling streak.
Yeah.
Because my I guess so this is our fourth to last. This is my second to last pick was Lauren. And Lauren is still in the house. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Might come as a shock to some of you.
That Lauren is in the house, and we talked a little bit about her in the first hour that she's a cutie pie. She's very sweet, and she doesn't really have a lot of allies, and if she does, they're not true allies for the most part, because she looks at Vince as kind of her number one, and Vince's number one is whoever, and mostly him, is himself. And so one of the funniest parts of Lauren's game so far was when she won head of household in week 3, I want to say, and half the house was like, who? And like, you live with her, and they still don't know who she is. But it's also good that she's so under the radar, which means that she had a whole head of household reign, and she got someone out of the house. And
she won something else too. She won a veto.
She did. She won veto, and Otev of all vetoes.
Yeah.
But she is majority unscathed. Majorly. Majorly. We're just gonna make up words here. It's just like the competition where they have to get letters and they put them up and they just spell, and half the time the house guests don't know.
Something, it was like spiz. I think it was that. Yes, because he thought the Z was an N.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. There's a competition where, if you're not familiar, where the house guests have to gather letters in like a swamp, like the muck, and they have to gather letters and spell the longest correctly spelled word they can to win. Usually it's power of veto that the comp is for, I believe.
Yeah, it was veto because there were 6 of them left.
And it was Joseph, right? That thought that it was an N, but it was C. He wrote speed. This game is so funny. This is
Your
ridiculous.
word is the word I brought you is spin. Actually, Joseph, your N is actually a Z. So your word is spin.
Start crying.
That was the funniest moment of last season by far. So
that's the kind of show we're dealing with. So you can't judge me when I make up words on the show.
Very true.
But anyway, until Lauren, she had an entire head of household reign, and she somehow wasn't targeted right afterwards. She's not really on anyone's radar. It was really frustrating when she won that competition. Not that she won Otev, but that she was kind of going against Rachel. I would say going at it with Rachel, but like she wasn't fighting back.
Yeah, she wasn't. It was just Rachel intimidating her.
Which, I mean, Rachel's on Rachel's defense. Rachel said, I would like you not to use it, but you do what you want to do. I just ask that you let me know beforehand so that I could figure out what I want to do with the renom. And then she claims like last second she had to put Riley up on the block because she didn't know what else to do. She didn't have the chance to talk to any of the house guests, figure out what a renom would be. And so Riley going home was kind of to stick it to Lauren, which I don't know if anyone really clocked. You know, Rachel made that face towards Lauren. We noticed it. I thought that was great, even though I'm rooting for Lauren. And she's still just chilling right now. She kind of is secretly close with Ava, despite that mess up where Ava was secretly in the room listening to Lauren and Ashley talk about Lauren potentially evicting Ava, which she ended up doing. I think they're kind of chilling. They have their final two. And aside from that, Lauren doesn't really have anyone to depend on. I don't know who she's chilling with. Maybe Vince when he's not wrapped up with Morgan.
She's good with Vince when she's in power, because Vince he just doesn't wear any pants at all. He never
just
makes,
egg.
He never makes any decisions.
Yeah,
because he's afraid.
And well, she's terrified of the word
yeah,
decision.
So is she. Everyone's terrified. That's just how it is this year.
Apparently. And so we move on to your pick.
My next pick was Zach.
Womp.
He was a guy. Once again, he left after Jimmy. Yes. Because
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We sort of veered off track because Mole's next pick is Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were still a little gassed up because we just missed 1 week. Like Lauren didn't get evicted, but Jimmy did in the position that he is, and then so did Zach.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, that's pretty impressive.
It's still the bottom of our list who are out of the house
for now. But like Zach was cool. He was interesting. I thought the Lauren thing was weird, and I'm glad that they're separated now.
You mean the potential love triangle?
Well, yeah, because Morgan, yes, I forgot that Morgan was in love with him.
Oh, I'm not forgetting.
That just seems like so 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, when we were watching Love Island by mistake.
True.
But it's Love Parking Lot, and it's Big Brother.
And it's in the middle.
And it's Morgan who keeps Zach's toothbrush. Which I don't think they didn't show that on the episode, did they? No, so yeah, like she literally picked his toothbrush out of the garbage and put it back in the medicine cabinet or whatever.
I'm so tired.
But he was head over heels for Lauren, who's just like, I don't want showmance. No, thank you.
I think you're so cool, Lauren. Yeah. I think you're pretty cool too, Zach. And basically, well, I'm not even going to bring up the actual show. I don't like saying that word in regards to those two.
I shed a single tear. Another follows.
Me too. Right there with you.
The diary room is full of tears.
Yeah. But, I mean, Zach was cool. And he probably would have played a pretty good game if he didn't get... Who sent him home? It was Ava, right? I think it was Ava.
That sounds right.
That sounds correct.
If only Zach had some way of getting himself off the block. If only there was some kind of power that America could give him, or that he could have just won himself. Not me. Oh, not me. I think about
that too.
Sometimes I think about my decisions in life, and I'm like, oh, should I do this move? Should I do this? Am I making a mistake? And then I realize, well, it can't be worse than what Zach did on Big Brother. Trading $10K so he could keep the $10K instead of $750.
Now I know it was Ava because he didn't want to
give her,
he didn't want to give her the money. That's
which
why it was.
would he have won?
No.
No.
I say that with full confidence, unless he like went on a super Tucker, because I'm sure that. But then if the only way for him to win is by winning, and if the more you win in Big Brother, the more you lose.
So maybe
if that makes any sense.
Maybe it was a quit while you're ahead situation.
Yeah, I mean, I still consider Ava's HOH to be successful. We actually just talked about this and how we don't really like the direction that they were going. But I mean, he's a target. At the end of the day, he's a physical threat. Needs to get exterminated at some point, and Ava just kind of so happens to stumble upon getting rid of him, and power to her. And with that, we move on to your next pick.
Yes.
Oh, how I have so many thoughts about your next pick.
So my third to last pick was none other than Jimmy, which is funny considering that the next pick of mine was Mickey. And so Mickey's HOH frame was interesting to say the least. This was the one where she stole it, snatched it from Riley, and she snatched somebody else's head of household power, took away his letter, took away his photos of his children, and she decides to put up and eliminate Jimmy. I'm still pressed about this. I'm pressed. I don't care what you think about Jimmy, and this is the general you, whoever's listening. I liked Jimmy. I thought he was funny. I like him as a character. Was he great at the game? No. He was like pretty messy. And therefore, I was living for it. It would make sense for Jimmy to be out of the game at this point. I think he's a player that you would want out of the game. It's not like he was winning every competition, but he won a decent amount considering the ratio of time that he was in the game. It is not a mistake to get him out. I still think it was a mistake for Mickey to get him out at this time, for it to be specifically Mickey, because and again, we understand we see a lot more of the house guests than the house guests see of each other. I do not believe he was actually going for her. And she got rid of him.
I don't think that he definitely wasn't coming for her at the time. But she felt I mean, I don't know. He was HOH the week prior.
Yes.
He was the one. He only ended up sending Adrian home because of the fact that I guess somebody slipped away. I guess it was probably Keanu, because at this point they were beefing hard.
He sent home
Adrian.
Amy.
Amy?
It was Amy. Yeah, didn't Lauren send Adrian home? Because it was Jimmy was the second HOH.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So but, he was HOH.
Yeah, and it was Amy that went.
You're so right.
Oh. So our friends in the hallway are. So the diary room has been invaded, and they're talking to Just. Unless we want to air this out, I don't know what's happening right now.
Don't leave your trash.
There are others in the diary room.
Hi.
Welcome to Big Brother.
Hi, you can't leave your trash in the office. Thank you so much. I forgot my glasses, so I can't look like a librarian right now, but.
All right. Thank you, production.
What?
And for that, Chris is a have-not this week. We shame him on air. That was the least slick way that our production could have delivered garbage to the state. We proceed. And so, where are we, Jimmy?
Where were we?
Well, Jimmy got Amy out, and so Amy was on the women's side, and Mickey and Morgan were really close with Jimmy, and then they were upset because Jimmy didn't properly consult them when he put up Amy and other nominees.
Yes.
Something of that sort.
And that was just the MO for a while, you know.
The precedent was set to the goal of this game, according to this cast, is this is your ally, put them on the block. For funsies. Get them out of the house for funsies. And then see what happens later.
Yeah. And then we miss 3 times and we get rid of all of the people that everyone just likes. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Sigh. And that's that's it. That's basically it. And then
Final thoughts about it.
I love Jimmy. I still love Jimmy. I love seeing him. At least the only good thing is that we see him on the outside and I'm seeing his stories and living his best life. And I do love Jimmy. So I had a task to complete and I did not complete this task because Jimmy went live for 2 hours on Instagram days after his eviction and I was hooked. I needed to know everything he was sharing, and it was some production stuff. Of course, they can't share everything because they're under contract. But the craziest thing is the controversy around Riley. And it's no surprise to people who watch feeds, who have listened to our show and such, that Riley is not favored outside of the house. People do not like him. The majority of America does not like Riley because of reasons in and outside of the house. And it was really interesting when Jimmy left the house because he gave America the insight that in the house, everyone loved Riley. They thought he was a top contender for America's favorite player, and he was shook to find out that not only is he nowhere near a top contender, America despises him. And that was crazy to listen to and like watch him and just react to the fact that what they thought was true was complete opposite. And I loved that. And I love that Jimmy's here for the tea. And I can't wait to see what Jimmy wears on finale because I know it's going to be fabulous. And hopefully it's not those shorts that he wore when he was evicted because that outfit was a little silly.
Or the gloves that he wore when he was HOH. I never want to see those. I never want to see those again.
Dude, I thought it was...
I did not know. They did not eat. I did not like the gloves.
I was eating. I don't know. I consumed.
What are we doing here?
So, time will only tell.
True.
But we move on to your... Where are we? How do we do this? Your fourth to last pick. Your fifth pick.
We can go in from 4-5 to 4-3-2-1. This is my fifth pick.
Mm-hmm.
Was Catherine.
Yes.
And newest evict.
Mm-hmm.
This was the third one at this point because my next pick is Riley, and he was just the week prior, so I'm already feeling peachy about the fact that I'm down 1 or I'm down 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm down 3 because of Catherine.
Deep breath, Chris. It's gonna be okay.
Whatever eviction. Let me recount the events of the week prior.
Mm-hmm.
We had. Who was it?
For Riley's eviction?
No, Catherine's eviction.
That was Vince.
Vince, yes. Yeah. Okay, I was right. So.
Whose HOH album I still do not know.
I thought we said, oh yeah.
I don't know if he had a different one the second time. His very first one was Post Malone. Yeah.
Yep. And so Vince, HOH, he wants to get rid of nobody at this point. He don't want to get rid of nobody.
He just wants to cry.
He just wants to cry.
And he just wants Morgan to stay up there with him. But she can't because she's a have-not. Oh, they're so far apart. What are they going to do? Continue. I'm salty about this.
Every time I have to talk about Vince, it makes me sad. Just make me sad.
I was so rooting for him.
Me too.
But whatever. But this is about Catherine. This is fine. Whatever.
Gets sent home in a complete upset. I mean, he could have easily put Rachel on the block. This was the prime time to get rid of her. Prime time.
I agree. I think I do think if he took the shot and he missed it, it would have destroyed the game.
It would have
His game would have been
destroyed
gone.
the whole game. I think we would be fragmented in areas like people who like Rachel, people who want her gone, people who don't like her.
Yeah.
Who knows what would have happened?
But don't worry, we went the safe route.
And we got rid of freaking Catherine. You're so right. Just like Lauren, I feel she also didn't really have a well for the week that she was on screen. I think she had some level of personality that I sort of enjoyed. I wasn't like I didn't not want her. I mean, obviously, she's my draft pick, so I don't want her to go home.
You have a little bit of bias, as I would,
Yes.
if the opposite. But what can you say about Catherine's game?
Exactly.
It was completely tied
Right.
to someone else.
But we did get to see her for 1 week.
Did we? But did we?
Like, not really. You're actually right. Did she play in Veto? Even though she wasn't. I think I remember. What Veto was it?
Again, this is the fun part about our game.
This is recounting the events of the weeks of Big Brother. But that doesn't mean I can remember every single thing that happened in the gosh darn show.
I don't remember her playing
Yeah, I don't think
in that
she did.
veto.
So we kind of really didn't get to see much of her. I guess they put her in the diary room a little more because she was a topic of conversation. Okay. But other than that, yeah, she didn't really exist. You're kind of right. That's
Her entire game was attached to somebody else who left the week before. So of course there's a little bit more of her the week after he's gone.
Yeah.
But there was so little. And it was just her being snarky. And good for her, I guess. Not good. She's out. She's gone.
She's gone. Bye-bye.
And it was still her fault by latching herself onto him. Regardless of the public opinion on him or her or whatever, it was still a showmance where they were obviously tied to one another, and that was her downfall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess she really did like him at the end of the day, because I mean that was definitely a debated topic on the show until they kind of just like flat out they never explicitly stated it for a while because it was very wishy-washy. But I guess she just fully committed to it at some point. Okay, it's just like a showmance now, you know?
I'm tired.
Me too.
But that's not the end. That's not the end of the showmance. But before we get into that, yes, we're going to talk about Mickey, who is on my team. I don't know for how much longer, because because she is a very interesting character, because she does believe she runs the house while also really not running the house. But I mean, the good thing about her for herself is, for the most part, when she has to win something, she wins it. The veto win from the week prior, that was really important. That was really good for her. And I think that we could be talking about Mickey being out of the house if she didn't win that veto. So good for her.
Yeah.
Getting rid of Jimmy still doesn't make much sense to me. But maybe in the long run, he would have been a threat to her. I just think there were bigger fish to fry at that time. He was not the fish to be fried. And whatever, I mean, she's still hanging on in this game. However, she is currently sitting on the block. She's not the intended target, but if the intended target is no longer the target, she's, I guess, next in line. I feel like Vince and her, like, maybe they're neck and neck, because all three people on the block, in Mickey and Morgan and Vince, have to go if anyone else wants to win, because they're just playing pretty good games. I don't think that Mickey is sticking around too much longer if she is on the block come eviction night.
For sure.
And as far as seeing her, it's kind of entertaining. Again, also just like even her diary room session saying that she's a nice person when she's just been mean. She's just been mean. And I mean, do I love the mean girl energy? No. But I do like that there's more energy than just, oh, let's just be friends with everybody because, yeah, that's how Big Brother is now. So at least there's a little bit of that kind of matching, more old school vibes. Even though she is coming off more mean than Rachel, but also maybe we're just used to Rachel. But that's kind of my thoughts on Mickey. I'm glad that she's still in the game. I don't know how much longer, but if she can make it out alive this week, I'd be really impressed. And kind of rooting for her to go. But if she survives, I'd be like, that's really, really cool and good for her. And if she continues to do that, then why does she not deserve a top spot? You know, so those are kind of my thoughts on Mickey. Now I said that we're not done talking about the showmance.
Now, let's get to the other. Because
the other half also under your draft.
After doing a thing and just kind of taking in all of Riley's accomplishments, I have just realized that there are none.
Really? You don't say.
He did nothing. He did nothing. He won HOH, so he was about to do something, and then he got taken away from him.
And then it was foiled.
And then he got...
Bro was close to an accomplishment, and then it didn't quite happen.
So, if you think about it, even though he's one of the most recently evicted house guests on the draft, he still didn't do anything. Catherine won a competition. He won a veto.
Well, he technically won a competition.
Oh, he did win the competition.
He won that, and he did win the head of household comp. He didn't get to keep it, but he did win the comp.
Yeah.
The only thing that he did was latch himself onto a poor woman who just accepted it. And that is really what they did. And I don't remember much about season 15. And unfortunately, all I remember was Amanda and McCrae and how they basically morphed into the bed and they just sat there. And they I think they avoided ceremonies or something weird like that. And they just kind of existed on their own plane before they were evicted. That's the direction they were going in. What did he do? And yet somehow he was loved by the house. But yet he was evicted by the house too.
He was in a position where, who was he up against? It was Ava, right?
One moment, please.
Either that or maybe.
He was against Morgan.
Oh, so
he was against Morgan.
He lost.
Mickey won the blockbuster.
So yes, Mickey wins the blockbuster. I do remember that because she was going to go home.
Yeah.
And then it was between him and Morgan.
And they were so upset. It was Ava's vote. Ava lost her marbles. We do have this just in reminder that the only other accomplishment of his was F-bombing as much as humanly possible. You probably would win the record for most amount of cursing on the show.
Perhaps.
For Chad.
But here is why Riley did nothing. And the fact that he got voted out so convincingly is just another reason why. Because everyone liked him, but he wasn't, everyone just liked him. That's all. That was all. That's why. There's no game relationship between him and anyone else except for him and Catherine. Because I guess he spent all of his time with her and he just didn't talk any game with anyone. But people saw him around when they would hang out all together, oh yeah, I like Riley, he's cool. But he's not an actual player. And that did just dawn on the fact that he did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It felt like he did a lot more than he actually did for most of the part because of the fact that he was so close to Catherine, and it was just fun to make fun of that, I guess.
They showed him a lot because they're like the showmans, because none of the other showmances worked, or the one that is working but shouldn't be working right now. But you're right, like what Riley just kind of be there, and that's all we could really say for his game. But we'll go right into my next pick, which was Ava. They're still chilling in the game. I still love Ava. I think she's doing really well. I think she is good at winning when she needs to. Also, not too much, but because
she at least she has something. She has
Yeah.
like some sort of resume.
Yeah.
And getting out Zach was that's a sizable chunk of player.
Yeah. And I think whether they like it or not, the house guests recognize that. I think she doesn't necessarily have to win a lot because she's in such a great place. I mean, last week she only had one vote against her, and even that one vote wasn't against her as much as it was to keep the other person, and it was just Lauren on an island. You know, at that point, I don't know if it was technically a sympathy vote, but it may as well have been. And so Ava is just really well insulated. And the downside is she sleeps a lot. And the good side is that she is so undercover that people will talk about her thinking she's not in the room because she's oh so quiet and oh so hidden in that bunk bed. And Ava, I'm glad that she's made it this far. I'm glad that she is, we're heading into the jury phase and she's a prominent player and she's still chilling. Glad to see that she's still in the house. And she's also funny. I know some people are a bit over her fun like facial expressions. I don't care. I think she's hilarious.
That's
Keep going.
Qualities about her. I mean, I don't. The only time I was ever like, okay, like what are we doing here with her was when she like blew up on Keanu that one time at the veto.
That was unnecessary. It felt like she needed a TV moment.
Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
Reaching pretty hard here, but I mean, other than that, her gameplay has been not boring, I guess.
Yeah.
I enjoy a lot.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Then we go to your next pick.
What an interesting question we have here. My next pick was Kelly.
Yeah.
Now, let's go down. Let's take inventory real quick. Kelly is one of the leading house guests in competition.
She is one of the most blockbusters.
She's one of the most blockbusters
between both last season and this season.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that it was also considering. Well, that just goes to strengthen my point about how much of how invaluable of a pick Kelly has been holding. She's holding me down. She's holding it down.
Yeah. Well.
Anyways, so, but yeah, I mean,
she's there.
She's there.
Winning. Yeah.
She's winning. She is doing a lot for my draft picks. Now, in terms of the outside contributions other than competition wins, which I guess are the most important things. I mean, you're still in the house, you're staying there. Your social game is also something that's pretty neglected. Just saying, I think that she don't know why he just needs to lock in. She needs to stop making people annoyed. I don't know what people don't like about her. I don't watch the feeds enough.
She just seems like a really bad roommate and an insufferable person to live with. Also, interesting to mention that she literally just found out this week what live feeds mean.
That's what you were talking about?
That's what I was talking about. I've heard that she quite literally just found out that it is 24/7. I know.
Is that not in the application?
Is that not in a contract that
Yeah.
you sign? I feel like there's a good chunk of these house guests that didn't understand that. And so she has been a really weird person to live with. Even something as small as like lying about like roommate things, about who poured liquid on the floor of the bathroom and hiding underneath the little crate beds and stuff like that. And I think I've heard that at least I haven't been keeping up with the feed so much this week, but I heard that she changed her demeanor a little bit since she found that out, which is she's just a very interesting character.
I mean, I don't know. How can you not know that the live feed mean live feed? Not my problem.
This is still the same house that like I think Riley thought that America voted at the end. Which is funny because he really wouldn't have won. But for the sake of time, we'll jump right into my third pick was the gamer girl. I chose Morgan. I still like Morgan. I'm still rooting for her. I like her. I feel like with the her and Vince situation, I like Vince.
Yeah.
But I'll get into him in a
I
minute.
agree with that,
Yeah.
actually.
Because he is the one with the girlfriend. So if I'm in anyone's team, it's Vince's girlfriend.
Yeah,
And then-
well, I'm
and
team
then it's
Vince's girlfriend, but yes, you're right.
Reminding myself of what has been on TV, and I like Morgan. I'm rooting for her. I want her to get her out of the situation she's in now and hopefully get some more power, maybe win some things, and then she'll be fine because she's been working overtime. She has been actually playing the game even though she hasn't been in power, and therefore she's done more than some other people overall in the cast, and then some people still in the house, like who was Lauren. Those are my thoughts on Morgan. If we want to just go right into your second pick.
We go spitball because we only do have 7 minutes left, but we can still get through all of our picks by then.
Yeah.
Our next pick is okay. Now, I always think about this whenever I look at the draft table because we have Will's name down as Clifton, and yes, that is his name, but is that really his name?
Nah. His legal name is Clifton Will.
Yes, I'm going to cross out.
Modify it. Truthfully, I am looking at our.
Will.
I'm truthfully looking at our graphic that has no names attached to it, so I completely forgot that at the preseason he was still Clifton, but now he's one Captain Will, and he's still chilling.
I love this man.
Yep.
He is endless fun. He's just so funny. Everything he does, his existence is just pure and cool, good and chill. And he's here for a good time as well. He won a trip to London with his wife. He's gonna be living his best life. And I mean, I don't know. How has Angela been doing after Big Brother? I feel like his path after might be quite similar.
Might be Angela path.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see Angela very soon. And we'll find out more.
Wait. Is there something you're not telling?
I think we'll find out more tonight.
I'm very
excited. But we'll scooch on over.
Anyways, yes. End thoughts. Will, love you, man.
Shout out, Will.
What you're doing.
Keep up the one-liners.
Yes.
Love those. I could go on and on about my second pick, but I'm going to keep it brief because we've talked about Vince this whole time. Vince, buddy, what are you doing?
Offer him one word of advice.
Stop crying, please. Please, please.
I said one word.
Cryant.
Cryant.
That's my word.
There we go.
Let's go into your first pick.
Oh, glorious goat. My probably will go down as one of my favorite players to ever play the game. Maybe not topping Vanessa, but definitely up there. Chelsea also from last season.
Mm-hmm.
For those unacquainted, definitely also made herself up there. But the way that Keanu has been playing this game has just been so interesting, and it's very refreshing to see someone who can win competitions and have control of the game, do a lot of stuff, do it well, also make Rachel angry, and fight with Rachel, and be entertaining. So A plus number one pick. Now, I want to hear your side of what you think your number one pick has contributed
So
to your draft.
my number one pick was Ashley, and she's an enigma. I am very interested to see how she plays these last few weeks of the game. I hope that she sticks around because I feel like there's a lot more to her than we know that she has given us. But if we know anything, again, she wins when she has to. At the very beginning, she was number one target because of a shower, and she won the veto. She got herself off the block, and now she's kind of been chilling. However, her name is always in the conversation when they need another person to go on the block. So crossing my fingers for her, an interesting character that I don't have too much to say about, but hopefully I'll have some more in the coming weeks. We're nearing the end of the show, like just seconds away from the end of our show. You've been tuning in for the last hour and a half, or all summer long. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. Quick shout out to all the people who have participated in our audience draft. Update of the top 3 places. We have Tosh and Cass and Big Brother's Dad as our top 3 in our audience draft. For more updates on that and for more from us during the week, we do have an Instagram. It is at thediaryroom.wmsc. That's where, if you're in the mood, you can catch some fun graphics, some spoilers. If you're interested, don't worry, I hide them under different graphics until the live episodes air. We do have another episode of Big Brother tonight, Wednesday night, where we're going to find out who wins the veto comp, if there's any special guests, and what the results of the veto are. Excited to find out who is going home and if there's a double eviction this week. Nothing confirmed, but in my mind, I'm thinking there's a double.
It's time.
At least a double.
It's time.
If there's a triple, I don't think this could take it. Oh my goodness. But
She's not getting it.
You never know.
That would be glorious, though.
But what I do know is you've been listening to The Diary Room on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Thank you so much for tuning into our new time. Catch us same time next week at noon on Wednesday. Until then, have a lovely, lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.